Welcome to our tribute video, a heartfelt space to honor those we've lost and celebrate the lasting impact they've made. Today, we reflect on their remarkable journeys, cherish their memories, and pay tribute to their legacies. We'll also discuss the recent struggles of WWE star Charlotte Flair, whose story has touched fans around the world. Join us in remembering these incredible individuals and ensuring their legacies continue to inspire. Subscribe to be part of our supportive community and keep their stories alive. Mae Young was a true pioneer in professional wrestling, whose career spanned nearly 7 decades and left an indelible mark on the sport. Born on March 12, 1923, in Sandusky, Ohio, she began wrestling in the early 1940s at a time when women in the sport were rare and often overlooked. Mae Young quickly established herself as a fierce competitor, breaking barriers and setting the stage for future generations of female wrestlers. In the 1950s, Young joined the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, where she gained recognition for her toughness, athleticism, and ability to engage fans. She competed against both male and female opponents, earning respect throughout the wrestling world. Whether portraying a villain or a fan favorite, Mae's captivating presence and in-ring skill made her stand out in an era when women's wrestling was still developing. Mae Young's career experienced a remarkable resurgence in the 1990s when she signed with the World Wrestling Federation, now WWE. During this period, she became a beloved figure, known not just for her wrestling, but for her comedic timing and memorable storylines. One of her most famous moments was the hand baby angle in 2000, which showcased her willingness to embrace humor and entertain a new generation of fans. Even into her 90s, Mae Young remained involved in wrestling, demonstrating unparalleled longevity in a physically demanding sport. Her contributions were honored with her induction into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2008, a fitting recognition of her trailblazing role. Mae Young, leaving behind a legacy of courage, resilience, and inspiration. She remains a legendary figure who helped shape women's wrestling and inspired countless athletes to follow their passion in the ring. Jon Huber, better known by his WWE ring name Luke Harper, was born on December 16, 1979, in Rochester, New York. Before making his mark in WWE, Huber honed his craft on the independent wrestling circuit, including stints in Chikara and Ring of Honor. Known for blending raw power with surprising agility, he quickly built a reputation as a versatile and intense performer. In 2012, Huber signed with WWE and rose to prominence as Luke Harper, most notably as a key member of the Wyatt family. This eerie, cult-like faction, led by Bray Wyatt, became one of WWE's most captivating acts. Harper's role as the wild, menacing enforcer added a fierce and unpredictable edge to the group, helping to establish him as a uniquely compelling talent. Beyond the Wyatt family, Harper showcased his adaptability and teamwork when he teamed with Eric Rowan to form the Bludgeon Brothers. Together they captured the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championship, highlighting Harper's ability to succeed in different wrestling styles and storylines. Harper was admired not only for his in-ring skills and hard-hitting style, but also for his presence and charisma, which made him stand out among WWE's roster. Despite his large frame, his agility and intensity made his performances memorable and impactful. Tragically, Jon Huber, mere days after his serious health condition was made public. His shocked the wrestling world with an outpouring of grief from fans, colleagues, and friends. Huber left behind his wife, Amanda, and 2 young children. Known for his professionalism, kindness, and dedication, Luke Harper's legacy endures as a beloved and respected figure whose impact on wrestling continues to be felt. Alan Coge, born on October 22, 1943, in New York City, made a lasting impact on the world of professional wrestling and mixed martial arts under his famous ring name, Bad News. Allen, known for his tough demeanor and impressive in-ring skills, Code became a respected figure in the wrestling community, admired for his unique blend of athleticism and grit. Code's career began in the early 1970s, where he wrestled across various regional promotions, gradually building his reputation. His breakthrough came during the 1980s, when he gained prominence in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, and other major wrestling organizations. As Bad News Allen, he adopted a brash and bold persona that made him stand out from his peers. His character was known for being outspoken and confrontational, often sparking intense rivalries with other top wrestling stars. These feuds helped to elevate his status and solidify his place as a memorable and influential performer. Beyond professional wrestling, Code was also an accomplished judoka. He competed at an elite level in judo, even representing Canada at the 1976 Olympic Games. His deep martial arts background heavily influenced his wrestling style, as he skillfully incorporated grappling techniques and striking moves into his matches. This fusion of wrestling and martial arts made his performances dynamic and exciting, setting him apart from many of his contemporaries. Allen Code, but his legacy endures. As a pioneering figure in wrestling, his contributions to the sport and his unforgettable Bad News persona continue to be celebrated by fans and historians alike. Code remains an important part of wrestling history, remembered not only for his athletic ability, but also for the character and toughness he brought to the ring. Lance Cade was an American professional wrestler, best known for his time in World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, during the mid-2000s. Born on March 2nd, 1981 in San Antonio, Texas, Cade grew up surrounded by a strong wrestling culture that inspired him to pursue the sport from a young age. He trained under WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels, which helped shape his technical skills and in-ring style. Cade made his professional wrestling debut in 1999, gaining valuable experience on the independent circuit before signing with WWE in 2003. Upon joining WWE, Cade began in the developmental territory Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW, where he formed a tag team with Trevor Murdoch. The pair quickly developed great chemistry, blending Cade's athleticism with Murdoch's hard-hitting style. Their teamwork earned them a shot on the main WWE roster, and they eventually captured the World Tag Team Championship in 2007. Cade and Murdoch were praised for their gritty, intense matches and ability to work well together, making them one of WWE's notable tag teams of that era. Despite his in-ring talent and dedication, Cade's career was marred by personal struggles, including battles with substance abuse that at times hindered his progress. These challenges ultimately impacted his time with WWE, leading to setbacks in his wrestling career. However, Cade continued to wrestle outside WWE and remained passionate about the sport until his untimely in 2010, at just 29 years old. Lance Cade's passing was a heartbreaking loss for the wrestling community. Still, his legacy endures through the memories of his performances, his influence on tag team wrestling, and the inspiration he continues to provide to aspiring wrestlers who look up to his talent and passion for the craft. Justice Payne, born May 16, 1978, was a fierce and influential figure in American professional wrestling, particularly renowned for his work in the hardcore wrestling scene. Rising to prominence in the late 1990s and early 2000s, Payne made a lasting impact in combat zone wrestling, CZW, where his fearless style and dedication to brutal, high-risk matches earned him a devoted fan base. Known for embodying rebellion and defiance, his wrestling persona perfectly captured the raw, intense spirit of hardcore wrestling, making him a standout performer in the genre. Justice Pain's career was marked by his pioneering contributions to match wrestling, a form that involves extreme violence, the use of weapons, and bloody, chaotic environments. He pushed the boundaries of what was possible inside the ring, often engaging in matches that tested the limits of endurance and pain tolerance. Throughout his time in various independent wrestling promotions, Pain held multiple championships, showcasing his skills and solidifying his status as a key player in the hardcore wrestling world. His presence and performance style helped elevate the popularity of match wrestling during a time when the genre was growing rapidly, influencing both fans and aspiring wrestlers. Pain's commitment to hardcore wrestling was not just about violence, but also about storytelling through extreme physicality, connecting deeply with an audience that craved intensity and authenticity. Tragically, Justice Pain. Despite his untimely, his legacy lives on as a pioneer and icon within the hardcore wrestling community. His fearless approach and charismatic presence have left a lasting imprint on the sport, inspiring a new generation of wrestlers who continue to carry forward the spirit of hardcore wrestling he helped define. Darren Drozdov, better known as Droz, was born on April 7th, 1969, in Mays Landing, New Jersey. Before making a name for himself in professional wrestling, Droz was a talented athlete with a notable football career. He played defensive line at the University of Maryland and later joined the NFL, playing for teams like the Denver Broncos, New York Jets, and Philadelphia Eagles. During his football days, he gained some unusual fame for his ability to vomit on command, a skill that earned him the nickname Puke and later became part of his wrestling persona. In 1998, Droz transitioned to professional wrestling and signed with WWE during its Attitude Era. He was introduced as part of the Legion of Doom, alongside Hawk and Animal, adopting the ring name Puke. Known for his edgy look, tattoos, piercings, and a mohawk, Droz quickly became a distinctive figure in WWE, showing promise with his athleticism and character work. Tragedy struck on October 5th, 1999, during a WWE SmackDown match against D'Lo Brown. A botched move caused Droz to land awkwardly, resulting in a severe neck injury that left him paralyzed from the neck down. This injury abruptly ended his wrestling career and dramatically altered his life. Despite this devastating setback, Droz displayed incredible resilience and positivity. He stayed connected to WWE by writing columns and making special appearances, inspiring fans and wrestlers with his courage and spirit. Droz, the wrestling community honored him for his bravery, athleticism, and the strength he showed in the face of immense adversity. His legacy lives on as a symbol of perseverance and determination beyond the ring. Emile Dupré, born on October 20th, 1936, was a distinguished professional wrestler whose impact on the wrestling world spanned several decades. Rising to prominence during the 1960s and 1970s, Dupré was celebrated not only for his impressive in-ring skills, but also for his charismatic presence that endeared him to fans everywhere. Starting his career on the independent circuit, he quickly stood out thanks to his athleticism, flair, and natural showmanship. Dupree's wrestling journey took him to many promotions, most notably the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, WWF, where he faced some of the biggest stars of his era. What made him truly memorable was his unique ability to connect with the audience. His flamboyant style and dedication to entertaining fans distinguished him from many of his contemporaries, helping him build a loyal following throughout his career. Beyond his accomplishments inside the ring, Dupré played a crucial role behind the scenes. He was a mentor to younger wrestlers, generously sharing his vast knowledge and helping to shape the next generation of talent. His wisdom and experience made him a respected figure among peers and aspiring athletes alike. Émile Dupré, leaving behind a rich legacy defined by passion, dedication, and an unwavering love for professional wrestling. His contributions extended far beyond just his matches, influencing the sport's culture and inspiring countless fans and wrestlers. Dupré's life and career stand as a shining example of the enduring spirit of wrestling, marked by unforgettable moments and a lasting commitment to the industry he cherished. His memory continues to be honored by those who admired him and by the wrestling community as a whole. Ashley Elizabeth Flair, better known to wrestling fans worldwide as Charlotte Flair, stands as one of the most prominent figures in modern professional wrestling. Born on April 5, 1986, in Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlotte's path was seemingly predestined, given her lineage as the daughter of Ric Flair, the legendary Nature Boy, whose name resonates as one of wrestling's all-time greats. Yet, to reduce Charlotte's rise solely to nepotism would be a disservice. Over more than a decade, she has demonstrated exceptional athleticism, tenacity, and charisma, carving a legacy distinct from her father's, while confronting personal trials, professional pressures, and swirling controversies. A legacy inherited and reforged, growing up as Ric Flair's daughter, meant Charlotte was immersed in wrestling culture from an early age. Ric Flair, with his signature robes, charismatic promos, and technical in-ring prowess, set a standard few could match. For Charlotte, this familial connection was a double-edged sword. On one hand, it gave her a unique vantage point into the wrestling world, and arguably eased her entry into WWE. On the other, it placed a colossal shadow that she would have to step out from under to define herself. Charlotte's own journey began behind the scenes, where she worked as a referee and ring announcer before debuting as an in-ring competitor in 2012. Her early performances quickly showed promise, with her combination of athletic ability and natural charisma propelling her forward. Unlike some second-generation wrestlers who rely predominantly on family reputation, Charlotte made a concerted effort to craft her own identity and wrestling style. Drawing inspiration from her father's technical mastery, but adding her own flair, literally and figuratively, she evolved into a formidable competitor. The WWE's Women's Revolution era coincided with Charlotte's ascent. This movement aimed to elevate female wrestlers beyond mere secondary roles, positioning them as headline-worthy performers in their own right. Charlotte embraced this challenge and became a central figure in transforming women's wrestling. She was the first woman to headline a WWE pay-per-view event, a milestone that broke long-standing gender barriers in the sport. Along the way, she secured multiple championships, including the Raw Women's Championship and the SmackDown Women's Championship, showcasing her ability to carry the company's women's division on her back. Her involvement in historic matches also solidified her reputation. From the first ever Women's Hell in a Cell match to the inaugural Women's Royal Rumble, Charlotte continually pushed the boundaries of what female wrestlers could achieve in WWE's traditionally male-dominated landscape. Each milestone added to her growing legend, establishing her as more than just Ric Flair's daughter, but as a superstar in her own right. Return and resurgence, the road to WrestleMania. 41, Charlotte's career has had its ebbs and flows. In recent years, she took a brief hiatus from WWE, during which fans eagerly awaited her return. When she reappeared on WWE programming, the excitement was palpable. It was clear that Charlotte had not lost a step. In fact, she quickly reasserted her dominance in the women's division, demonstrating that her skills and star power remained undiminished. A crowning achievement of this recent phase in her career was winning the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble. This victory secured her a coveted spot in the main event scene heading into WrestleMania 41, where she was slated to challenge reigning champion Tiffany Stratton. The matchup promised to be a clash of generations. Charlotte, the seasoned veteran with an unparalleled pedigree, against Tiffany, a rising star poised to make her mark. Charlotte's Royal Rumble win was more than just a storyline accomplishment. It was a statement of her enduring relevance. In an era where WWE continuously introduces new talent and evolves its storytelling, Charlotte's ability to remain at the pinnacle speaks volumes about her work ethic and adaptability. She balances the need to evolve her in-ring style, incorporate fresh character nuances, and maintain a connection with fans old and new. Personal life, marriages, heartbreaks, and public scrutiny. While Charlotte's wrestling career often takes center stage, her personal life has frequently attracted attention, sometimes overshadowing her professional achievements. Over the years, Charlotte has been married 3 times, each relationship becoming fodder for public discussion. Her first marriage was to Ricky Johnson from 2010 to 2013, during which she was still laying the groundwork for her wrestling career. Following that, she married fellow wrestler Tom Latimer in 2013. Their union lasted until 2015. Perhaps the most high-profile relationship was her marriage to Manuel Alfonso Andrade Oropeza, better known as Andrade in WWE, spanning from 2022 to 2024. The couple was seen as a wrestling power pairing, often spotlighted in WWE storylines and fan discussions alike. The union with Andrade attracted particular public interest. Both being high-caliber athletes and performers, fans were fascinated by the dynamics of their relationship, both on and off-screen. However, their marriage ended in divorce in 2024, and the split sparked widespread speculation about its impact on Charlotte's career and mental well-being. Charlotte has generally kept her private life guarded, rarely commenting extensively on her relationships or their difficulties. Despite this, the intersection of her personal and professional worlds inevitably invites scrutiny, especially given WWE's penchant for blending real-life drama with storyline elements. Rumours and media reports have speculated on how these personal challenges might affect her performance, fueling a narrative that Charlotte must not only battle opponents in the ring, but also the weight of her personal struggles. The nepotism debate. Legacy or advantage? One of the most persistent and contentious discussions around Charlotte Flair revolves around the extent to which her success is linked to her father's influence. Some critics argue that her rapid rise and continued push within WWE result from backstage favoritism due to her family ties, rather than pure talent or merit. Ric Flair's stature in professional wrestling is nearly unparalleled. As a multi-time world champion and iconic figure, he has undoubtedly influenced the industry's perceptions and decisions. This reality invites skepticism, especially among fans and wrestlers who believe that Charlotte's path has been smoothed by her father's legacy. Yet a deeper look at Charlotte's career challenges this notion. The wrestling industry is notoriously demanding, both physically and mentally. Success requires not only athletic skill, but also the ability to connect with audiences, adapt to evolving storylines, and maintain a rigorous schedule. Charlotte's longevity at the top of the women's division, marked by numerous title reigns and historic match participation, suggests she possesses those attributes in abundance. Moreover, Charlotte has repeatedly faced and overcome scrutiny and high expectations. Being labelled as a legacy act places an additional burden on her where every misstep is magnified. Her resilience in the face of such pressure arguably proves her worth beyond familial advantage. The pressure cooker, maintaining the perfect image. Charlotte Flair's position as one of WWE's marquee stars brings with it immense expectations. Not only is she expected to deliver flawless in-ring performances, but she is also tasked with upholding a marketable and compelling public persona. The pressures to maintain this perfect image are relentless and multifaceted. WWE's marketing machine often casts Charlotte as the epitome of athleticism, grace, and toughness. She is frequently the face of women's wrestling initiatives, representing WWE in media appearances and public engagements. This visibility invites scrutiny not just from fans, but also from internal stakeholders who rely on her to elevate the women's division. This intense spotlight can be a double-edged sword. Every match is dissected by commentators and fans alike. A slight stumble or off night can generate disproportionate criticism. The high standards set for Charlotte can lead to rumours about mental health challenges, burnout, and the emotional toll of constant evaluation. Charlotte herself has addressed such pressures in interviews, speaking candidly about the toll that professional wrestling's physical and mental demands can exact. The wrestling business is physically punishing, with grueling travel schedules and risk of injury. Combined with the need to maintain a public persona, it's understandable why many wrestlers face psychological stress, divorces, public perception, and their impact. Charlotte's multiple marriages and divorces have also coloured public perception. Relationships in wrestling often blend personal realities with on-screen storylines, blurring the lines for fans trying to separate fact from fiction. Her high-profile marriage and subsequent split with Andrade drew considerable media attention. For some fans and commentators, these personal developments led to speculation about Charlotte's future in WWE. Rumours suggested that the emotional strain might affect her in-ring focus or availability. While Charlotte has repeatedly dismissed such claims, insisting that her personal life does not interfere with her career, the persistent gossip underscores the challenges public figures face in managing their private lives amid widespread exposure. The impact of these personal experiences on Charlotte's image is complex. On one hand, they humanize her, allowing fans to see beyond the wrestler to the person behind the persona. On the other hand, such scrutiny can amplify pressure and invite judgment, complicating her public narrative. Behind-the-scenes politics and favoritism. Allegations within WWE's backstage culture, rumours of favoritism are common, and Charlotte Flair is no exception. Some wrestlers and fans allege that Charlotte benefits from management's preferential treatment, receiving pushes, title shots, and prominent storylines due to her perceived status within the company. Backstage politics are an intrinsic part of professional wrestling, where booking decisions, storyline directions, and title reigns often reflect a complex interplay of talent, marketability, relationships, and business strategy. Charlotte's high-profile pedigree makes her an attractive centerpiece for WWE's women's division, but it also invites accusations of undue advantage. Despite these allegations, WWE publicly defends Charlotte's position, citing her professionalism, talent, and fan appeal. From a business perspective, investing in a star who can deliver strong ratings, merchandise sales, and media buzz is a rational decision. Critics argue that while Charlotte deserves her spotlight, WWE's heavy reliance on her sometimes comes at the expense of equally or more talented performers who languish in the mid-card. Looking ahead, the WrestleMania 41 challenge and beyond. As Charlotte Flair prepares for her title match against Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania 41, the stakes have never been higher. This event represents a critical juncture in her career. Success would reinforce her status as a dominant force in the women's division and a trailblazer who continues to set standards. A loss, meanwhile, could signal the beginning of a new chapter in WWE's evolving women's roster, perhaps highlighting the next generation. Regardless of the outcome, Charlotte's journey is a testament to resilience. She has weathered the highs and lows of a demanding career, confronted skepticism, and maintained her place atop the industry's most competitive environment. Her story continues to unfold amid the pressures of legacy, personal life, and professional ambition. Conclusion. Beyond the shadow, a star in her own right. Charlotte Flair's career is a rich tapestry, woven from threads of legacy, talent, hard work, and human complexity. While her father's name opened doors, Charlotte's dedication, achievements, and impact have earned her a unique place in wrestling history. From her trailblazing matches to her championship triumphs, she has helped elevate women's wrestling to new heights. Her personal life, with its challenges and public scrutiny, adds depth to her narrative, reminding fans that behind the glitz and glamour is a person navigating the demands of fame and relationships. The controversies and rumors that swirl around her underscore the harsh realities of being a high-profile athlete in the digital age. As she moves forward, Charlotte Flair's legacy will likely be defined not just by championships or headline matches, but by her enduring spirit. She remains a force to be reckoned with, a woman who, despite the immense pressures and expectations, continues to fight, evolve, and inspire.